Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video on Supergirl Season 4, and today we're going to be doing my review for Episode 1, aka The American Alien. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're new, so you don't miss any Supergirl videos later this year. So as you know, Supergirl aired last night, and I got the chance to watch it, and I'm going to be breaking it down, talking about my overall thoughts on the premiere episode, because after all, we are finally getting Supergirl back, which is very exciting. So my thoughts on this episode were that at the start and maybe the first half of the episode, I wasn't convinced. I didn't really enjoy it that much, and you guys know I love Supergirl, so that's just not me hating on it. I just don't think it had the impact that past premieres had. But then as the episode went on, I started liking all these different characters and different storylines that are starting to tease even more by the end. So overall, it's a mixed episode for me. I give it like a 3 out of 5 on the scale, but it was nowhere near as good as the Flash episode this week, which was top notch. It was an amazing opening premiere, and so I felt like they had a little trouble with the writing in this episode. Mainly, that is my main complaint, which I'll talk about later. But overall, I liked Brainy. I thought he was actually very good in this episode. I enjoyed him quite a lot. I thought the connection with Alex was really good, and I loved that Alex directed Danvers' little pieces that we had in the episode, along with an amazing Danvers sisters scene. See, things like this, these small little moments really do mount up when an episode doesn't really feel that good to you, and I felt like especially that Danvers sister scenes and some of the scenes later in the episode really helped the episode. So like I said, really liked Brainy, really liked Alex. I thought once again Kara was great. I love Melissa. She definitely came back on form, and also we got introduced to a new character in this episode called Nia Now, and at first I wasn't too convinced by her. I felt like it was just really kind of basic acting, especially the elevator scene, but as the episode went on, I felt like she was getting into her own boots a bit more, and I felt actually convinced by the end, and that's why I'm excited to see more of Nia, due to the fact of how she progressed in this episode. Even though she didn't have much time, I felt like as an actor, her performance got stronger as she went on, so I'm excited to see more. And also Lena in this episode, I was very convinced with her. I thought Katie did a brilliant job with the various scenes she had in the episode. I felt like she was rather compelling compared to a lot of her stuff last season. And then we move on to the interesting things. So we got the introduction of Agent Liberty. So I wasn't too much of a fan of the Graves siblings, but how they ended the episode with Agent Liberty being revealed, with him killing that alien, I was so intrigued. I thought that was an amazing way to properly introduce him, and although I'm more interested in the Red Daughter stuff, I think Agent Liberty does have the standard to actually hold up as a pretty good villain for most of the season until Red Daughter comes in. So let's talk about the stuff I don't like, and then I'll go on to more of the plot stuff. So I didn't really enjoy Jean in this episode. I think what they were trying to do with him was sort of out of character, and it seemed a bit weird that he was denying going into battle and things like that. Yes, he's moved on, but it just seemed all wrong, and the group that he was doing seemed very forced, and I don't think it went well with the episode. Yes, they introduced the idea of this political sort of battle against the rights of aliens, which I found okay. It was a little jarring at times, but then sometimes it was fine, but I'll talk about the writing in a minute. So I just felt like Jean's part of the story was a bit rushed, and it didn't feel totally natural. So I wasn't a big fan of Jean in this episode, which is very peculiar for me because I love Jean. Also James, you know, he had barely any time in the episode, so I can't really say anything to do with him. But yeah, I think Jean was the main problem of this episode, and so let's quickly talk about the writing. So I felt like they were really rushing the ideas that they wanted to portray in this episode, and I felt like the writing was very sloppy overall, and I felt like the political things that they did in season 2 were portrayed a lot better, and there was a lot more clarity to what they were doing. In this episode, it seemed to be like they were shoving it in your face, using Jean most of the time, and I don't think it worked compared to season 2 with them actually slowly teasing this stuff. It was like, boom, you know, here you go at any point. I totally agree with what they're saying, because my political beliefs are in line with most of these people on the show. However, when the writing is not good, and when you're trying to portray a serious story and the writing isn't up to standard, it just feels wrong. It feels very forced, and that's what I felt like it was in this episode. Now we move on past my sort of gripes of the episode, and we go on to the ending. So Red Daughter, we got an awesome scene at the end of the episode where you see Red Daughter underground as she's like mining or trying to find something for the Russians, which is very, very exciting. I'm so anticipating her in this season. As far as I know, she's not coming in till later in the season properly, but she is going to be the main villain, and I think that last scene was really intriguing, considering they're using her for their own good, and it seems to be like it's sort of a bizarro situation where she's rather unaware of what she's doing. Also, I have to say that suit is really, really nice. So I'm really looking forward to her as her story comes along later in the season. That is the most interesting part of the episode. It was an average episode, and it had its good moments and then it had its bad moments, and overall the writing felt a little sloppy, but the episode was elevated by the performances. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later for my trailer breakdown for episode 2. So see you later, guys.